Спасибо. Хари Кришна, Хари Рама. Хари Кришна, Хари Рама, Хари Бол, Хари Бол.
Is there anything that you want to share from what you have heard from Srila Maharaj?
Srila
Any
Maharaj.
particular point that really struck you, that really captured your heart?
Many things, but I cannot remember particular things. It's one needs time to remember. What struck me more than that all his talks were astonishing. There was no exception. Everything that I heard from when I started, everything I heard from him was astonishing. I never heard that before. That there is no guarantee that we are accepted by spiritual realm, that we can only pray and try, but the residents of the higher realm, it's up to them whether to accept or not us. This was astonishing, surprising, because in parallel organization, in big organization, Krishna conscious society, they talk about guarantee that if you chant certain rounds and follow certain principles, then that means that guarantees you that you are accepted. They said if you chant 16 rounds, then you have a ticket on that train that brings you automatically to spiritual world. That you bought it, and we accepted it as granted. We took it as granted, and Srila Maharaj here destroyed each and every statement and each and every point that big Krishna conscious organization imposed to our minds. Everything. And then at least I understood what is the direction to Krishna, God's consciousness. The right direction. Not that I understood what is Krishna consciousness, but at least the glimpse and right direction where to move. Srila Maharaj called it the way of uncertainty. You can never be certain about advancement or even about your position.
And Maharaj, if you reach there, if they pick you, is there always opportunity for seva?
Choosing seva?
If they choose you.
Ah, yes, yes.
And you're there. Maybe one day you'll arrange that.
Yeah.
Is there always opportunity for seva, or you also can't, guarantee that?
Yes, there are different ways of seva, and Krishna place you in that group where you feel more home comfort. So it's like your nature. You can choose, but if you make a wrong choice, then you feel uneasy, you feel like awkward, and naturally, eventually you find your own most comfortable place or most comfortable position in seva world. Yeah, you can make choice, yes, but if it's not your natural position, then you will eventually change it. Every word of Srila Sridhar Maharaj was like revelation. His explanation of Gayatri, and his simplicity. He never made show. His natural way of behaving. So when I looked his movies, the tapes, and heard the tapes, I felt that this person follows what he speaks about. And there is no difference in his words and in his look, his appearance, his actions, harmony. He is harmonic personality. Nothing contradicts. It's very rare in this world. I never met a person like this before.
When he talks about the environment is perfect, and then we have to adjust to the environment, know that the environment has to adjust to us. It's not very easy to put into practice sometimes. So
to accept environment, yes. Mm. He, if we understand that everything that comes to us we deserved, then we can. It's easy to accept that. Yeah, there is one. The last book of Leo Tolstoy. It's called Resurrection, or yeah, it's a story about one lady who, by mistake of one clerk, one office worker, she was sent in jail, and she thought it's mistake. Soon it will be corrected, and she was very anxious. And her boyfriend tried to apply to higher court, and like it's it was unjust injustice, and they were very anxious. And then finally she understood that from higher point of view, from spiritual, or from higher point of view, she deserved it, and she remembered things that she might have had done before, and so they lost all higher court cases, and she was sent to jail, and jail was very far. Uh, Siberia is far from St. Petersburg, and the people people sent to prison, they had to walk there, and the path took 1 year maybe, with cuffed. And then the resurrection happened. She resurrected in her consciousness. She understood, and she was completely pacified in her mind. That resurrection happened. She understood that everything is done everything is perfect, the environment is perfect, everything is done by Lord's law, by Lord's will. He arranged everything according to His will, and if our will comes in accordance with His will, then we can see everything in harmony. So.
And how to know that? How to know that? If you see the environment and according to your angle of view, something has to be adjusted. But then on the other hand, it might be the Lord's arrangement in the first place, and it's perfect already. And you are trying to impose your own understanding of what is right. So how to see that your angle of vision is in line with the Lord's?
Srila Maharaj gives this answer, because if we accept everything as Lord's will, then why to make any effort So Srila Maharaj says, according to your understanding, you have to do the right thing. If something happens, or if something is going to happen or is happening, then you may oppose or accept it according to your understanding, what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. But if it already happened and you can't change it, then take it as the Lord's blessing. So when it's happening at present, then you can change it, or you can correct, oppose it. But if it already happened, just leave it as the Lord's will. That's as Sridhar Maharaj explained. And then he says that if you follow your duty, then it's easier to accept what is going on and what is going to happen to you. You don't need to wait until it already happened. If you follow your duty, then you accept everything that might happen to you in advance. But if you don't follow your duty, then next question, what is your duty? But if you don't follow your duty, then the rule is accept it when it happened. The problem is that we are multi-layer personalities. We are not monolith. We are not homogeneous persons. Our personality in this world consists of many pieces, of many fragments, and each fragment is designed according to every fragment of our person is formed according to our relations. So at some places or in some times we are sons, daughters. Sometimes we are parents. Some places we are pupils, sometimes teachers, sometimes boss and workers. So we consist of many pieces of relations to the environment. And each and every fragment of our material or external personality has particular duty. So that's the difficulty. If we identify ourselves as son, then we have duty to our parents. If we identify ourselves as brother, then we have our duty as a brother to brother, and so on and so on. If we are citizen of particular state, country, then we are taxpayers or whatever. So that's difficult, who we really are. If we follow our duty according to circumstances, then it's easy. But what if at certain circumstances we identify ourselves as a member of certain cult, religious cult, and a member of society, and that two identities, they crush, they fight. One side, the social side, tells us, oh, you have to do this, this, and this. And then religious side says, no, you have to do this, this, and this. And then And then this is the difficult thing. That what happened to Arjuna. That what happened to Arjuna. He discovered to himself that in his personality, so many fragments, so many personalities live together. He found himself as a cousin brother of Kauravas, then the disciple of Bhishma, then the brother of Pandavas, then the friend of his friend Krishna, then the father of Abhimanyu, then so on and so on. He found, and then the ancestor of his family. So all these personalities, they quarrel, they fight each other, and he didn't know what side to take to harmonize himself. So he thought that at a certain point he thought that he doesn't want to do anything with that fighting. So he thought that he is a sadhu, maybe, or he is a renounced person, that he is down with all these troubles. Then, because he thought that he is his brother of that Kauravas and disciple of his Drona teacher, so he thought, I should not kill them, I should not apply violence on them, so better to leave that battlefield. So he was like perplexed. And then Krishna said, oh, you have to choose who you really are, and just consider, just for a moment, that among other identifications, you have identity of friend of mine. So you have the duty to me as well. Why? We are so close to each other. We used to share our meals, our bed, the leisure. We are friends. I helped you, you helped me. More than that, you married my sister. So we are very much connected. So if you follow your duty of your disciple of Drona and grandson of Bhishma and brother of Kauravas, then you transgress the duty of your friend, your friend, friendly duty, friendship. So consider who is more dear to you, me, Krishna says, or your relatives, your teacher, your grandfather. And Arjuna is still hesitating. Of course, in last chapter he said, now Krishna, I made my decision. You are dearer to me than anything else in this world. Arjuna asked Krishna, well, before, in 9th chapter, he said, but Krishna, why do you think that you are more intimate to me? You are more close to me than others. Krishna said that because I am God. And Arjuna says, can you prove it? And Krishna then showed him the proof of his divinity. he showed him that the universe is Krishna. Arjuna saw Krishna not as his friend, but as everything. Then Arjuna saw him as a god, four-handed, four-armed Lord. And that convinced Arjuna. Arjuna said, okay, Krishna, in 12th chapter he said, the devotional service, okay, Krishna, I do what you tell me because you are God. You are the Lord of all gods. Krishna says, everything that you get in this life, actually you get from my agents. And Arjuna said, okay, Krishna, I fight. You ask me to fight? We should understand this not as fight, but as murder. Krishna says, actually, I need the proof of your devotion. I need you prove me. You prove that you're my friend by killing your relatives. You asked the proof that I'm God. I gave you my proof. Now you give me your proof that you are a devotee of God. You're my devotee. And Arjuna asked, okay, but what kind of proof you need? And Krishna says, kill everyone. And Arjuna in the beginning said, it's not really that I care about my cousin brothers, my Kauravas, and not really much care about Drona and even Bhishma, because they took the side of my enemies. I still care about Bhishma and Drona, but really what I care about is my ancestors, the family, because if we fight, then I may die and my brothers may die, and so many soldiers, my friends, also die, and then the country will be destroyed because the ladies, the wives of that warriors, they would become widows, and they would be spoiled by unqualified persons. So then all generations would be spoiled. My son and grandson and so on, so on. So I care about this. So Krishna says, okay, if you want to prove that you're my devotee, you have to not only fight, you have to kill everyone that you are attached to. You must be prepared to kill your own brothers, because if Arjuna starts fighting, that he puts all his brothers, Pandavas, in risk. They also. So Krishna says, you must kill everyone to prove that you are my devotee. So your question is, what is our real duty? That's the question of questions. What is our real duty? Because once we understand what is our duty, then the harmony in our life, we invite the harmony in our life. We know what to do. So Krishna's answer is, first you have to understand who you really are, what's your identification. your identity, your ID. What is your identity card? Who you really are. And Arjuna says, I'm your devotee. And Krishna says it's not enough. Everyone is my devotee. Krishna says that's wrong answer, because everyone actually follows my law, consciously or unconsciously. When you say you are my devotee, that doesn't mean anything to me, because devotee means to follow my order. But everyone follows my order. He says, demigods, whole universe, whole creation is following my duty. All demigods, all creatures, even the Creator, the Lord Brahma, follows what I tell him. But some do it consciously, some unconsciously. So that's the wrong question. And then Arjuna, after few moments, Arjuna concludes that Krishna, I'm not exactly your devotee, I'm your friend. That is more important for me. Because everyone is your devotee, but not everyone is your friend. So when Arjuna says, Krishna, I will follow your order, not because I am your devotee. In the beginning, Arjuna, remember in 4th canto, Arjuna says, I am your disciple. From now on, I am your disciple. And Krishna says, okay, that's right, but it's not really pleasing. You are my disciple. It's downshifting. Krishna gives him hint that a few days before we were friends. Now you tell me you are my disciple. So it's not pleasing, Krishna says. Then Arjuna says, it's evolution of consciousness. Arjuna says, okay, Krishna, I'm your devotee. Krishna says, no, it's not enough. And when Arjuna says, I will fight for you, I will kill my relatives because you are my friend, then Krishna is satisfied. Krishna says, now the talk is finished. Now conversation is over. When you do what I tell you, not because you're my disciple, you're my devotee, but because we have friendly connections, friendly relations, then that's right, that's jackpot. And then Gita is over, that conversation is over. So the answer is, somehow or other, we're related to Krishna. Of course, Srila Sridhar Maharaj says, everything above dasya, above servant position is too high for us. We must be concentrated on our position as a devotee, as a servant, and then we may be invited. When you draft to the army, first you come to the military base, where not particular kind of Rotwojsk division, not particular division, you are invited. You are not infantry, you are not marine, you are not Air Force, not the sniper, not tank division, not artillery. You come to the general military base, and then, according to your skills, you are taken to certain position, to certain division of army. That officers or agents of certain army division, they come to that military base and they saw the newcomers, what kind of skills they manifest. Someone shoots well, someone drives well, someone likes more marine division and air force. So then they take them. So that is dasya. You enter military base saying, now I'm a soldier, now I'm at service. And what kind of particular service you are given, it depends on your thriving, your attempt, and the goodwill of the agent. So, in our position, we are not Krishna's friends, as Arjuna was. We are rather exploiters. So, what is our particular duty? We are sons, daughters, fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters. We have different relations. Citizen, we have different relations with the environment. But if we take to our Krishna's devotee identity, then we can harmonize all other relations and all other identities. From the position that I am Krishna devotee, I can construct the relations with society, with different divisions of environment. If we never forget that Krishna's merciful eye is always upon us, then we can choose what to do and we can choose the right position in each and every moment of our life.
And in his case, the harmony was to eliminate all of them. Like
in his case,
but in our case, like
actually he harmonized everything, because once he understood he's Krishna's devotee, then what followed? I am Krishna's devotee and Krishna tell me to fight. So the secondary identity after his Krishna devotee identity was, I am the soldier. If just a soldier, it's not correct. But the soldier, because Krishna tells me, that is right. Sorry, I interrupted you.
yeah, he by embracing that not the role, but by embracing that idea that I'm Krishna's like a friend, then all of a sudden all of his attachments to different types of relationships which were surrounding him, they automatically were cut.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't kill your own brother, right? So like it has to be like you have to stop perceiving that type of relationship as a.
You can't kill your brother, you can't kill your teacher, but you can be Krishna devotee. So if you follow Krishna's order, then what you act next is not killing of your brother, it's following Krishna's order. So externally it may look like Arjuna killed his 101 brothers, and Arjuna was ready to. Arjuna killed the next generations. Actually, Kali Yuga started after Battle of Kurukshetra, because in this Battle of Kurukshetra, so many Kshatriyas were killed, and because all Kshatriyas were killed, millions of them, then the generations after Battle of Kurukshetra, they were like bastards. They were first generation of Kali Yuga. and Arjuna started Kali Yuga technically. Of course, Krishna says that it happens by my will. But if we look from external point of view, all nobles were killed in that battle, and bastards left behind, and they produced next generation and next generation. So Arjuna, so to say, killed so many kshatriyas, so many noble people. But it's external, but internally he followed the Lord's will. Krishna showed Arjuna, you don't worry, it's not you who will make this all, who will make this calamity. It's not you, it's me. And Krishna showed him the future. Krishna showed him that universal form, and Arjuna saw he says, I see all these kings and soldiers and warriors, they run into your mouths and smashed their heads in your teeth. So Krishna showed Arjuna, technically you will start this battle and you kill these people, but actually it's me, I am time, kill them all. And Arjuna asked, what about sin? What about sinful activity? I will have to suffer it. And Krishna says, don't worry, if you serve me, then my devotee will never perish as a prey of his sinful activity, will never perish for his sinful activities. You're not responsible. If you serve me, you're not responsible what you do, because you are my hand, you are my arm. I do it with your help. Huh? So I do it through you. So don't worry about sequences of your activity. So if we understand that we're Krishna's devotees, friends, devotees, then we know what to do. So, any other? Someone wants to add something? Correct? Threats, maybe?
How the regular duty can be utilized to kind of show him that we are trying to be his servants, like a regular duty, worldly duty, how can be utilized as a paraphernalia of signaling that, look, actually I'm doing this, but actually I'm doing it for you, kind of.
Just remember that this life is not all in all. There was life before and life after will happen. And each and every life we have certain combination of duties. And every life we are born, we have to learn some skills, we have to maintain, and then we die. So this present life, a few moments before, we just graduated from school. Now we are about to finish. Just few moments past. Few moments ago we were young and blossoming and having high hopes, and now we are at the dawn of our life. And it happened after again and again and again. Like day is changed by night, night is changed by day. So there is no lamentation. We all die. And then get born again. Krishna says, who dies will take birth again, and who has taken birth, he will die certainly. But once you understand that you are eternal jiva, soul, eternal piece of particle of consciousness, then you understand that you never were born and you never die. And that gives you the bright, like sunshine, it's like a lightning. Oh, I am not that flashy person. I am conscious, eternal conscious particle of Krishna. And that's good news. And nothing else matters. We are particles, and the duty of particle, of a part, is to serve the whole. So then there is no lamentation. But once we think, oh, I am that person, I have this name, I have this shape, oh, that's so boring, it's real grief. So, we all die, and that's good news, because the dead part of us will die. and Krishna says, you're already dead, so why you worry about it? That one who calls himself Arjuna, he is already dead. And Krishna showed him what happened next, that thousands of mouths, heads, hands, fire, everything. Krishna kills all creation. So don't worry. Once you are born, you're already dead.
Once you're dead, you're already born?
Yeah. Actually, the death is the difference between falling asleep and death. The difference is when you fall asleep, you wake up the same place where you fell in sleep. But death, you wake up not in the same place. It's like you fall asleep here, and you next you wake up in police station, or you wake up in Sussex. So that is death. For those who present here, you died. But you wake up in other place. You continue your existence. You just wake up. Oh, I think I fell asleep in London. Now I'm in Sussex or Amsterdam. So that's the difference. You just wake up in another place. But they call it death.
In another body.
In another shape, yeah. In another form. That's it. And in the beginning, in the 6th canto of Bhagavatam, Krishna explained, Shukadeva explains how how the jiva takes birth into body. In the beginning, when when you wake up in womb of mother, you don't understand where you are, and you feel so much fear because you fell asleep in your bed, and now it's dark everywhere, and some ugly noises like digestion of your mother. You hear it like waterfalls or like scattering of stones. So you're dreadful, and then and you feel some pain, and then suddenly there is a light, and you still remember the last moments of your past life. You still remember, but then slowly you forget, and by age of 1 or 2 years you forget about the place you and circumstances you fell asleep before, and now you acquire new experience, and then you, by age of 5, you're completely new person, with new memory, with new identification. You are wolf, or you are rabbit, or you are fish, whatever you are, or you are human. So, and then you start getting your skills, how to tear away the piece of meat from deer, from rabbits, or how to sharks, when they hunt the small fish, or they hunt whatever humans. So your mother teach you how to survive in new environment, and every life you have new set of mother and father, a new set of rules, behavior. They teach you how to climb the tree, or how to sneak into the hole if you snake. How to swallow mice if you are a snake. Or how to make money if you are human, and swallow your colleagues and friends. Okay, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have to close, and we have to return to our beds and meditate on Krishna till breakfast, then again meditate on Krishna till dinner, and the life will, and then we call our life successful. Okay, Hare Krishna. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Haya Nama Yadavaya Mada Keshavaya Namaha Gopala Govinda Shri Shri Guru Varga ki jai, Jai Srila Govinda Maharaj ki jai, Jai Srila Sridhar Maharaj ki jai, Jai Srila Saraswati Thakur ki jai, Rupananda Guru Varga ki jai, Shri Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat ki jai. The Duke of